So this is how the people of Mukuru village used to sing, expressing their sorrows and problems of their village. I mean, the people of Mukuru village suffered. They suffered out of hunger and famine, that is strife in their land. Let me tell you about the people of Mukuru village. The people of Mukuru village used to do things too much. I mean, if it was eating, they ate too much. If it was singing, they sang too much. If it was dancing, they danced too much. And if it was staring, they stared too much. Just the way you were doing. So this is a narrative. This is a narrative of Mukuru village. Because of the feminine soul, the grasses dried and the plants dried. Nothing seemed to be green. So the people of Mukuru village started dying one by one. One by one, they began dying. They died. Until only 6 men who remained in Mukuru village. Let me tell you a bit about the people of Mukuru village. So these people, they suffered because of their appetite. The people of Mukuru village suffered because of their appetite. So the 6 men who remained also struggled to survive. Because in Mukuru village there was a taboo. Some certain animals you cannot eat them. Like Masam, Nyingawimbe, the hyena. I don't know why. So the people of Mukuru village, they struggled. The 6 men who remained, they struggled. Only one animal in that village survived, and that was the hyena. Do you know why the hyena survived in that village? I know, I guess you don't know. Let me tell you something. Because it ate the animal carcass and the human corpse. So you could see the hyena walking from one horizon to the next, growing fat each and every single day. And the people of Mukuru village, because they used to do things too much, could stare it walk from one area, one forest to the next, and they could do nothing because it was an abomination, it was a taboo, it was cultural that if you eat the hyena, you will suffer from a disease by the name Inde Chab disease. But one man, because of the hunger, because of the feminine, because of the suffering in their land, they made a decision. So, eating the hyena is a taboo. But that was a question. What about just killing it? Was it a taboo really? No, they didn't. It wasn't a taboo. So they went ahead and killed the hyena. So one man came up with a very strong idea and said, what about skinning it? Just skinning it. Skinning the hyena. And they said, actually, no. It ain't a taboo. So they went ahead and skinned the hyena. You could see the flesh. You could see how fat it was. You could see the oil in the hyena's flesh. And they looked at it too much because they used to do things too much. So let me tell you something here. So the people of Mukuru village, as they stared the hyena, which was an abomination to eat, somebody said, one of the 6 men who remained in the village said, so what about just cutting this hyena into small pieces? Is it a taboo? Remember, the taboo was eating the hyena was a taboo. But what about cutting it into small pieces? They said no, it wasn't a taboo. So they went ahead and they cut the hyena into small pieces. Remember, eating the hyena, you could suffer from a disease by the name Inde Chab disease. So they went ahead and cut the hyena into small pieces and placed the pieces into the sufuria. One man came up with a very interesting idea, say, so what about boiling, just boiling the pieces of the hyena? Was it a taboo really? Remember, the taboo was eating the hyena was a taboo, was cultural, was prohibited. It was not allowed according to the culture of the people of Mukuru village. So they went ahead and placed the hyena's pieces on fire, added water and other ingredients like the onions, the tomatoes, the garlic and the stuff. And don't forget, they also added salt in the boiling pieces of the hyena. So they sat around as they starved, as they were stressed and asking themselves, what are we supposed to do? How can we live in this land while God has forsaken us? So all the complaints. And one man said, what about testing the hyena? What about testing? Is it a taboo? And somebody looked at us, no, the taboo is eating the hyena is prohibited. So they went ahead and tested. Remember, the people of Mukuru village, as described, they like doing things too much. So they went ahead. What they do? They did this simple thing. They tested and tested until the pieces of the hyena in the sufuria were no more. And of course, early in the morning, there was whistling all over, far and near, and the neighboring chief and the chief's men were whistling all over, and they were looking after the hyena. The hyena was no more in the village. So they were asking, who ate the hyena? Who ate the hyena? Chief was so furious. He was asking, who ate the hyena? People were gathered. There was murmuring. People were not comfortable. People were shivering. People wondered because this was a taboo. Because if they ate the hyena, they would suffer from a disease by the name Inde Chab disease. So what happened next? The chief asked the first time, who ate the hyena? So everybody was quiet. The second time, when the chief was furious, one man came trembling and said, no, I did not eat the hyena, I just killed it. What are you talking about? That was the chief. What are you talking about? I'm asking the question, who ate the hyena? And somebody said, a man came and said, no, I just skinned the hyena. Chief was furious. I'm asking who ate the hyena. Another man came and said, no, I cut it into small pieces. Chief was now furious and said, I'm asking this question for the last time, who ate the hyena? And some men came and said, no, we just tested the hyena. And chief said, if you ate the hyena, you're going to suffer from a disease by the name Inde Chab disease. And the meeting was dismissed. So early in the morning, the 6 men were shown in the public toilets. They were running after the other to the toilet. They were diarrheaing because now they have contracted a disease by the name Inde Chab disease. So the chief and the chief's men was informed about what was going on in the village and in the public toilets. When he came out, he saw men running after and going to the toilet. Before the chief could say anything, he looked at them. A voice was heard singing, na kila mtu atauchukua muzigo wake mwenyewe, na kila mtu atatoa habari zake mwenyewe nyuma ya choo siku iyo ikifika. Remember, it is in the sharp disease. So guys, why did I narrate this narrative to you? This is a very interesting. So I did it when I was back in form 2, form 3. That is what I used to do. I used to be a narrative. I used to narrate stories, and I like that. So why do you think I'm narrating this story to you guys? The question I want you to ask yourself: what do we have, or what have we done today that is going to affect the next generation? What are we doing? What are we passing on? What are we doing to ourselves that is going to affect the next generation positively or negatively? What are we believing today that is going to affect the next generation positively? Why do you think that we're going all this drama? There is striking protesters. Yesterday you saw people protesting. Raila Odinga being the leader of the Azimio, and they are presenting their ideology, their idea, saying the life expectancy is going high, food stuff is going high, and service should be opened, and employment and what. Look at this, man. I want us to be serious about what you're doing. This is not today's problem. This is the yesterday's problem. When I say yesterday's problem, look at Turkana. It has been drought ever. Does it mean that the government all the way from Jomo Kenyatta didn't sow that? Does it mean that the serikali ya Mzee Moi didn't see that? Does it mean that Mwai Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta didn't see that? Employment, it has been a problem ever since. When I was born, I had people talk about there is no employment. I'm wondering how new this looks to us, how fresh this looks to us. I don't know how it looks to us that we are complaining over and over again. Let's take this as a scene about maandamano. It has ever been since independence. We andamanad to send away the colonies. We came together and we said no, Mau mzungu aende Ulaya, Mwafrika apate uhuru. There was maandamano. I guess I was not there, but I can guess that people came together and said no, enough is enough, we need to get these people go. And yes, they went, but then they invested in Africa, which today they do. They come and reap. In 1992, when I read upon the history, I realized that Raila was fighting for multipartyism, and there was maandamano. 202, there was maandamano. Every maandamano people dies. When you talk about 2007, people died, and there was nusu mkate. Oh my God, this is crazy. It's nothing new. And Raila Odinga was fighting upon something. He did not get the presidency. He said, oh, people are stealing my votes. Oh, people, the other candidate is leading the IEBC to announce him as a president and denying my winning on all those. So look at this. It has been there. 2013, it was there. There was maandamano. Raila was complaining, nimeshinda. We all know this truth, guys. And yesterday, last year, there was maandamano. There was no maandamano, but there was uncertification. somebody was not satisfied, somebody was not fulfilled about the action of the IEBC and the court, High Court. So the question is, what can we do? Have you thought of what is the best way? What is the best way that we can solve this problem which has been there? What is Maandamano going to produce anything? Has it ever produced anything? So if it has never produced anything, why are you applying the same thing today? You see, we need to start using our mind, open ourselves, and think what we can do to solve the long-term problems. You see, we don't know what is the doctrine, what is the mipangilio that Kenya Kwanza, that is UDA, is putting on the ground, and what are their aims to see Kenyans. I'm sure the president will not be hating his people, will not be looting from his own people. He is maybe planning on how he can come up with a long-term solution over the problem which has been there. So this is not even 1 year, but we are complaining. This is how it was just last year's. Life expectancy was even higher than how it is today. What are we doing? What are we thinking? What are we supposed to do? What are we passing on in leadership? Leaders, you expect leaders who are going to take over from you. How do you expect them to be if you were this way? We need to get out of the box, man. This annoys me so much, that we are using the same means to solve the same problem. I don't know how it's going to work. Some games are going to be played and we are going to satisfy our thoughts, and the problem will persist, will be the same. Let's get out of the box and think of what we are passing on to the next generation, because they need a good life. They need a good leaders. They need a good environment for them to grow and grow Africa, grow Kenya. That is our aim. Think out of the box. Thank you.